be the talk of the party with these 3 unique expert-level tie knots. How to tie the Wijk Knot. For this knot, the front side of the tie faces out. Start by bringing the wide end over the top of the narrow end. Next, loop the wide end underneath the narrow end. Loop the wide end up and over the narrow end 2 more times. Pull the wide end up into the neck loop and down through all 3 loops on the front. Adjust the tie so that the first and second loop show slightly underneath the third loop. And that is how you tie the Wijk Knot. How to tie the Trinity Knot. For this knot, the front side of the tie faces out. Start by bringing the narrow end of the tie over the top of the wide end and up through the neck loop. Bring the narrow end straight back down and then underneath the wide end. The narrow end then goes up towards the neck loop. Pull the narrow end through the neck loop and bring it straight down. Loop the narrow end across the front of the tie and up into the neck loop. Pull the narrow end down through the recently created loop. Next, loop the narrow end underneath the wide end. Bring the narrow end up diagonally through the loop on the front of the tie. Finally, tuck the rest of the narrow end behind the neck loop. And that is how you tie the Trinity Knot. How to tie the Balthus Knot. For this knot, the backside of the tie faces out. Start by bringing the wide end of the tie underneath the narrow end. The wide end then goes up into the neck loop. Pull the wide end down and underneath the narrow end. Bring the wide end up into the neck loop. Pull the wide end down and underneath the narrow end again. For a third time, bring the wide end up into the neck loop, but this time, bring it straight back down. Loop the wide end across the front of the tie. Bring the wide end up into the neck loop and down through the loop on the front to finish the knot. That is how you tie the Balthus Knot. Comment which knot you'll be trying out first and make sure to subscribe for more menswear videos.